My name is Randy Veitenheimer. I'm the host of Quantum Effect on Gaia.com. I also have videos available on my YouTube channel, EnergyDoktor, spelled with a K. Today we're at beautiful Moonlight Beach in California. It's a gorgeous place and a gorgeous day. Today is episode 6 of Questions Answered. I recently had one of my students of many years call me and ask me to speak to one of her graduating nursing classes. They spend many years learning about healthcare, but in this case she asked me to speak about self-care. Self-care is different. We all find ourselves in a position of healthcare of friends and family, animals. Self-care is something that it's become very popular in the last 20 years. Before that, it was rarely mentioned. And the ideas that have come to the present are the ideas of yoga and meditation, nutrition. There's all kinds of modalities now that you can take advantage of. I think it's something that in our university system, it's not emphasized as much as I would like it to be. Because I teach yoga, I teach meditation, I've taught self-care for many years. In talking to her class, I told people the importance of being able to take care of yourself first, because that is what you have to offer in any relationship and in any job you do. And self-care is something that is unfortunately or fortunately subjective. What that means is nothing works for everyone. You have to explore and find out what works for you. In talking with them, I opened the subject of the idea that you would take care of yourself first. So often we sacrifice ourselves for others when really we need to have at least 100% of ourselves available and even more if we're going to give away our energy, our time, and our consideration to others. One of the simple techniques I teach all my students is a point on the chest is called Ren 19 in acupuncture. It's kind of like at the second button of your blouse or of a shirt. Use the middle finger of your right hand and press. You can find it because each point you press will have a different feeling. And when you find Ren 19, it will hurt. It hurts on everybody because it represents that we are holding energy back at the heart center. So we want to press at that point and take a deep breath and say, I am Randy. Only don't use my name, use your own. So by pressing on that point, you're creating an electrical circuit in the body that centers you, that brings you back to yourself. Because in healthcare, we get away from ourselves. We get involved in the emotion of it, the feelings of it. We become sympathetic, which means we participate with what's going on around us. If you're involved in healthcare or self-care, you need to learn to be empathetic. What that means is at the very base knowledge of the first martial art, which is awareness, you become aware of your participation, you become aware of your positionality, and you don't overextend yourself. So to be empathetic is to be aware of another person's problem, but it's also to be aware of your own self and your own problems and your own participation. Sympathy is flat-out participation where you start experiencing an emotional exchange that really drains you of all your energy. And we see this in the healthcare profession as a problem that needs to be addressed and is best addressed by self-care. And that is best addressed by you exploring what helps you and what works for you to be healthy on a daily basis. Part of the problem with healthcare and self-care is the word care itself. I teach a program for you to consider, and that is careful, carefree, and careless. 3 things. To be careful actually has a little bit of negative connotation to it. To be carefree is to be absolutely carefree and unaffected by what's going on around you. We see this in little children. They're carefree about what's going on around them for the most part, and they basically just enjoy life. We want to be like that. Careless is where we get into trouble because that has a negative also. It means you've abandoned what it means to be yourself or to care for another person. And I don't think we really need to go into how that affects people because you're already aware of it. To be careless is to injure yourself, to hurt yourself, and also maybe to hurt other people. So the proper positionality is actually one of carefree. We recognize the path and the problems that another person has, but we also recognize that we have our own health to consider. And so we don't overextend. We don't drain ourselves of energy. And this is what you see in the healthcare profession at the end of every shift. It's like you've given too much. And so the problem becomes that when you come home, you are required to recharge yourself, to reassert your own existence and your own well-being. REN 19, by pressing on that point, is a quick reference point to bring you back to yourself. And so I like that point. I teach it to everyone. You're welcome to try it. It's just to press hard, take a deep breath, and say, I am Randy. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful, and you're welcome to share with your friends, family, and professionals you know in the healthcare industry. And remember, it's great to be alive, it's great to be healthy, and it's great to go to the beach.